Just sharing some random thoughts on a little walk today. It'll start out like that as random thoughts, but actually it stems from a question that someone asked me yesterday after a funeral we went to, which is they said, why do you think, I don't know the exact way they asked the question, but it went something like this: why do you think there's so many family members, or there is no reason this person should have been homeless with all these family members? And when I drove up to the service, I was like, wow, this is it's going to be a huge service. A lot of cars out here, a lot of people. Interesting. So when they asked me that question, I'm going to share with you what I shared with them, my honest answer of my, not only, my opinion, but not only my opinion. It has stemmed from working with various different people from all levels, from all backgrounds. And then I had to look something up on this because I can't let it just sit with my perception, my perspective, or just talking to one or two people. A few people here, a few people there, listening to stories. And it's like judgment in families versus when it comes to support in families. How did I respond? I don't know how did I start it, but I said something like, who in the hell want to be around family that's so judgmental and nasty and evil and wicked when they can go on the outside, regardless if it's homelessness, substance abuse, alcoholism, or whatever, and be with someone and be around people that think like them, that they feel comfortable with, someone that is not constantly hating on other people because of the color of their skin, which have been embedded in families on many different levels for many different years. And then we have those that in families try to, I don't know if you call it try to justify, and say that's their problem. That's the way they want to live. They want to drink. They want to be homeless. They want to, there's nothing on us. Blah, 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 right? And then there's other ways of looking at it also. So many different ways to look at it. So I'm just going to go with what the experts say and read to you a little bit of notes I took on that in a minute. So what I have here, it says the nature of support and judgment within families. Family expectations versus individual reality of what the individual thinks and feels and sees. Often families may project their expectations onto individuals, leading to a belief that homelessness or substance abuse is purely a personal choice. However, this perspective overlooks the significant role that external judgments play in shaping an individual's self-worth and decisions. When family members are judgmental or envious, it can create an environment where individuals feel devalued or unsupported. This lack of acceptance can push them towards negative coping mechanisms, such as substance abuse or homelessness. Judgment and consequences. The judgmental attitudes observed at funerals can be particularly damaging. Family members may express disdain or superiority over those who struggle, which not only alienates the individual, but also reinforces feelings of inadequacy. The irony lies in celebrating someone's talents during a funeral, while simultaneously having ridiculed these very talents when they were alive. Such contradictions highlight how societal and family pressures can lead to internalized shame, making it difficult for individuals to seek help or change their circumstances. The role of talent and recognition. It's perplexing that during moments of reflections, like funerals, family acknowledge the talents of their loved ones, yet fail to provide support when it matters most. Often these talents are dismissed or compared unfavorably to others, which can discourage individuals from pursuing their passions or seeking help when needed. This cycle of ridicule versus recognition creates a toxic environment that contributes to mental health issues and substance dependence. In summary, while families often believe they are supporting individuals by holding them accountable for their choices, it is crucial to recognize how judgmental attitudes can exacerbate feelings of isolation and despair. Understanding the dynamic is essential for addressing issues related to homelessness and substance abuse effectively. So, also it brought up some other questions. Somebody's going to say, well, I'm not going to be an enabler, and I get that because I know that. I'm not going to be an enabler to their, whatever their vice is, whatever their choice is, right? There's a couple of ways to look at that as well. Striving for empathy over judgment, how to families show love rather than judgmental attitudes without being a crutch to them or an enabler. So I have something on that as well. That's definitely, I know, an issue, question. Okay, here we go. Talking about how to not be an enabler and show love at the same time. So, when discussing the complexities of family relationships, especially in the context of someone facing homelessness or addiction, it's crucial to recognize how love and judgment can manifest within families. So the role of family support versus judgment. Family members often have a significant influence on an individual's self-esteem and choices. When someone is struggling with issues like homelessness or substance abuse, the presence of judgmental attitudes can exacerbate feelings of shame and isolation. Instead of offering unconditional support, some family members may resort to criticism or comparison, which can lead to further withdrawal from the individual in need. So it goes on here to talk about love without enabling. True family love should focus on understanding and compassion rather than judgment. This means providing emotional support without enabling destructive behaviors. For example, instead of criticizing a family member for her situation, relatives can engage in open conversation about their struggles, encouraging them to seek help while also setting healthy boundaries to avoid becoming enablers. And because I talk about the work environment mostly, is where I have been most of my life, I can see this as it relates to the workplace, in a large hospital workplace environment, where instead of criticizing patients for their situation, hospitals try to give you as much resources as they can to help in teaching and education that you have learned, whether it be in school or constant trainings of how to engage in open conversations about their struggles, encouraging them to seek help, while also setting healthy boundaries to avoid becoming an enabler. To avoid becoming an enabler does not mean talking to someone in a negative, dismissive, devaluing manner with your nose turned up because you are doing better and not doing what they are doing. The next one, the impact of judgmental attitudes. Judgment from family can stem from societal norms and personal insecurities. When individuals feel judged by their own family, it can lead them to retreat into negative coping mechanisms, such as substance abuse or homelessness. This dynamic creates a cycle where the individual feels unworthy of support and thus continue down a path that reinforces those judgments. So I'm going to take that statement and try to relate it to the workplace environment in a large hospital workplace setting. Me personally, let's see. The first thing comes to my mind, is I'm grateful that there are mental health providers, social workers. Even though some are horrible, there are good ones. Just like in family, just like in business, just like in neighbors, just like in intimate relations. Some are good, some are bad, some are ugly. But they're there overall to help the individual that comes in for help. So when that individual comes into a hospital setting and they feel judged, like it says here, feel judged by their own family, I'm going to say feel judged by hospital staff. And then the hospital staff can say it's not my problem that they're going into negative coping mechanisms such as substance abuse or homelessness. That's their problem. They should know better. They're grown.
Okay, so are we giving our opinion, or are we using what we have been taught and reflecting back on why did we accept this job? Why do we continue to stay in jobs where we continue to bash motherfuckers for what they come in for? The next one is recognizing talent and potential. At times, funerals serve as a reminder of the talents and potentials that individuals possess, but may not have been recognized during their lives. Family members might reflect on these talents with regret or guilt, realizing that they contributed to an environment where compassion overshadowed encouragement. Acknowledging someone's abilities without comparison can foster a more supportive atmosphere. So in the family, I guess they're saying, you recognize the talents of your children instead of comparing the things that they do. I know somebody who does it better. Oh, you're not that good at it. What you're doing, you'll never make it. There are people that are doing it so much better than you. Instead of building them up for their talents and encouraging them, even if you don't like their talents, even if you can't see yourself doing what they love, just being more supportive in what they love to do. Moving forward with compassion. To break this cycle, families must strive for empathy over judgment. That's so hard. We're so judgmental. This involves recognizing that everyone has unique challenges, and that showing love means being there for one another without conditions or comparisons. Encouraging open dialogue about struggles can help create an environment where individuals feel safe, seeking help rather than feeling judged. In conclusion, fostering a supportive family environment requires conscious effort to prioritize understanding over judgment, while maintaining healthy boundaries that prevent enabling behaviors. Okay, and with all of this, I'm thinking of something else as well. Being around certain people make me think certain things, and I'm just going to try to spit it out, is that okay. So when we talk about life and judgment and family members, workplace or whatever, some people are invested in the healing process, right? Some people continue, this is the way things have always been, this is the way I'm going to be forever. And then I looked around at the audience at the funeral. And I know it's hard because of the way we think and how society has taught us. And no, we cannot change people. No, we cannot change the world. But I'm just sharing my thoughts. Now, being raised in a family where if I had to hurt people, get rid of people, feed them to the coyotes or the wolves,
continue to try to put fear in people, walking around with a dog when it's really a wolf, to continue how I am, regardless if it hurt other people, regardless if it hurt my family, regardless if it hurt patients that come into the hospital. But me as an individual, like I said, can't change people. Can't say, you need therapy, you need to go to counseling, you need this. I can only worry about me. And when it comes to something and you cross my path and it don't feel good, I'm going to let you know. I think that's it. That'll be it for now. Call me what you want. I'll use that statement, let them. But I'm not going to let you trample all over me. And if I can help it, someone that is blind or just don't know or young, and I see you trampling over them, and if I can help it,